Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Virginia Prep League of Independent Schools Championship here at the beautiful Kennedy Center at St. Catherine's School. We're going to start out our meet with the 200 medley relay women, heat 1 of 2. We will have St. Gertrude C, Collegiate D, St. Catherine's B, St. Gertrude B, St. Catherine's C, and St. Gertrude D participating in this heat, and we're excited to get started off. The lowest C time for this heat is St. Catherine's B in lane 4, 2:08.86, just ahead of St. Gertrude B at 2:09.16.
Please, may I have your attention? Car with license plate WZP6823, WZP6823. You are blocking the exit from the parking lot. You must move your car immediately.
These are all,
this is space 17 of the lower lot. It has a collegiate school tag, 537.
Got it.
Please move your car or you will be towed.
Can you hear me if I speak? Okay.
All Event 1 swimmers should be behind the blocks. All Event 1 swimmers, both heats, should be behind the blocks.
All right, we'll be starting here shortly. Delighted to be here with Mrs. Butterfield. Could you maybe give us a little insight on the teams that are competing here?
Yeah, so today is the LIS VPL Championship. It's basically like the district swim meet before they go to states in a couple of weeks. And so everyone who's here today is part of either the Virginia Prep League or the League of Independent Schools. And we have several from the Richmond area, Charlottesville, and a couple from Tidewater.
And the first swim of the day has started. Coming out to a quick lead here is lane 4, St. Catherine's. And they will continue their lead of about a length almost. Probably more than that as they head into the 50th yard here.
Quickly in lane 4 for the Saints.
Really great start there from Keki Height, St. Catherine's. Looks a solid lead.
Right behind them is St. Gertrude. It looks like
St. Gertrude second and third here in heat 1.
Yeah, really tight here, second and third. With Collegiate and St. Gertrude, with St. Gertrude ahead for now. And it's Avery Reed closing in.
That's Avery Reed.
Part of the relay
the Saints
with
finishing
a
first
sizable
here in
lead.
heat 1.
We've got Bella Brower now in the water.
Bella Brower now in the water for the Saints.
Emily Moulet in lane 5 or 6 has really closed the gap between the other collegiate team and the second St. Catherine's team too.
Yeah, so this is
in lane 3.
Definitely still a race here, at least for second. We've got St. Gertrude's just ahead of Collegiate.
Brower touching first for the Saints.
And
Sarah Haney now in for the Saints.
Saints
with a comfortable lead here in heat 1.
Lead right now. Sarah Haney now in the water.
And the LIS Swim
Only about 30 yards remaining. These are exhibition races.
Touching second
match, but still
St. Gertrude.
Dominant performance here.
Collegiate in third. And the Saints going to bring it home and win heat 1.
And with St. Gertrude's pulling ahead.
St. Gertrude will be second in heat 1.
It'll be St. Catherine's B winning. It'll be St. Gertrude's B in second. tight for third here.
Collegiate third.
It'll be Collegiate, then St. Gertrude's. Then it seems it will be St. Catherine's C, and then St. Gertrude D coming in at the close here. And our winners there
Event 2, report
ended up
behind the
with
blocks, please. Event 2, report behind the
2:02.42.
blocks.
That is 6 seconds faster than seat time.
Heat 2.
We're going to move into Heat 2 here. We've got St. Anne's Belfield B, St. Gertrude A, St. Anne's Belfield A, Collegiate A, St. Catherine's A, Collegiate B, Trinity A, and Collegiate C. Lowest seat time here is
Lane 4 is Collegiate, Lane 5, St.
1:47.56
Catherine's.
from
Lane 3 is St. Anne's Belfield.
that'll be Collegiate A. And it's all pretty tight right now, but our leader is going to be in lane 5. That is St. Catherine's
Lane 4 for
A.
Collegiate. That's Campbell Totten in lane 5 for the Saints.
As we know, even though the seed times predict Collegiate could possibly win, anything can happen in these races.
Abby Cullen leads off first for the Saints.
Saints
But here
still in the
comes
lead.
Collegiate from
Collegiate
Savannah Harris
just behind in
in
second,
lane
and
4.
just behind in third. Tightening it up though. It's going to be head-to-head. And it will be Collegiate ahead by maybe a head
Harris in
length.
lane 4 for Collegiate.
Still a very
All
tight
in
race
lane
for
5
third,
for
too.
St. Catherine's. Collegiate now is out in front. Touching
It'll
first.
be Collegiate touching first.
Emery DeGunther now in.
Okay, and
For
the
Collegiate.
young lady in the Collegiate lane, Emily DeGunther,
Trinity
she
Topco
is
into
a
St. Catherine's.
top-notch swimmer. She is committed to Duke already as a junior.
Collegiate
So
St.
she's
Catherine's 2 here in
a
Heat 2.
tough person to beat.
Yeah, definitely. See Collegiate pulling ahead here. Heading into their last swim.
Valentina Linconis is going to try to close the deal here for Collegiate.
Valentina
In the
Linconis
water for the Saints is Blair
Collegiate,
Parker.
And Blair Parker in the water for the Saints. Pretty sizable deficit now. And in third
It's gonna be
place, we've
Linconis
got,
of Collegiate.
I believe that's lane 2, St. Gertrude's.
Parker
Just
continues to
ahead.
hold
Still a very
second.
tight race.
For the Saints.
And
And Collegiate closes it.
it'll be
Winning the
Collegiate
200 medley
winning
relay. Saints number
St.
2.
Catherine's in second, and then it'll be St. Gertrude's in third,
St. Gertrude
just
A.
narrowly edging out
Finishing
Collegiate.
third.
Yeah, it's in Belfield. Yeah, right.
And we're going
Event
to move
2,
now into
men's
event
200
2,
medley relay,
the 200
Heat
medley
1.
relay men. We're going to have Heat 1 here with Woodbury Forest C, Fork Union B, Trinity Episcopal C, St. Anne's Belfield A, Trinity B, Woodbury B, and St. Christopher's D. All of these are exhibition races except for St. Anne's Belfield in lane 4, and they are the best seat time of this heat. And it will be St. Anne's Belfield A with a slight lead right now.
All right, that is St. Anne's Belfield A in lane 4, touching first.
And
Jaden
it'll still
Babbage
be
now
St. Anne's
in
Belfield
for St. Anne's.
in first, only by about 3/4 of a body length though. And we'll have Trinity in second, but
Lane 5,
actually no,
that's
that'll
Trinity
be
Episcopal.
lane 6.
Lane
That'll be
6 is
Woodbury
Woodbury Forest.
edging forward. Woodbury will take the lead actually.
Woodbury
Just ahead of
now,
St. Anne's
looks like Woodbury
Belfield.
will now touch
Still neck
first.
and neck though, and it'll be Woodbury in the water
That'll be David
first.
Coe now in the water for Woodbury.
David Coe for Woodbury. Building up a sizable lead here. Still neck and neck for second between St. Anne's Belfield and
Second is St. Anne's. That's Trinity
Trinity.
Episcopal in third.
St. Anne's just ahead though. For now, Trinity now passing. It'll be Woodbury, Trinity, and St. Anne's
Juniors
Belfield
top of the
here.
day for the Titans making a move.
And then
Trinity now in second.
just
here in Heat
behind,
1.
It'll be neck and neck for fourth as well between St. Christopher's and Trinity. Trinity just ahead.
Trinity
It
and
is
staff.
still Woodbury leading, though it is tight again. Woodbury and St. Anne's Belfield neck and neck. Trinity has fallen behind. Woodbury ahead by maybe a foot.
The making the move.
And that will be lane 6. Woodbury Forest taking home the victory. Just barely. That's by
0.11 or 0.12.
0.12. That is a tight victory there. But it will be Woodbury Forest taking home the victory in the first heat. St. Anne's Belfield recording a time of 1:55.57.
Heat 2.
We get into heat 2 here. We've got much more non-exhibition matches.
Event 3.
We've got Collegiate B, St. Christopher's B, Trinity A, St. Christopher's A, Collegiate A, Woodbury A, Fork Union A, and St. Christopher's C here. Lowest seat time is St. Christopher's A, 1:35.77. And out the gate here, it will be pretty neck and neck. It will be lane 6, Woodbury Forest just ahead for now.
Lane 6 is right up there in first place with that first touch. That was Rawlings Leachman. He is by far the #1 backstroker probably in the state.
St. Christopher's A,
And
lane
in
4,
the lead now we have Collegiate. St. Christopher is now far behind. Trinity barely behind them.
That's
And
JD
Woodbury
Chen.
in fourth.
St.
And
Edward Johnson touches second.
Collegiate now with about a half a length of the lead. Edward Johnson there catching up though.
Right. Ryan Smith is a pretty quick
It's Collegiate in the
butterflyer,
States,
so
1-2.
he's likely to close the gap a bit.
Jamie Arcarisi.
Oh, and we are now neck and neck on those.
Here comes Ryan Smith for the Saints.
And in the water for the Saints, we got Ben Franks now.
Ben
for the
Franks.
And he is
Saints.
ahead.
Taylor Hoffer
Collegiate.
down.
Taylor Hoffer. It's Ben Franks ahead by just barely. Ben Franks building the lead.
Saints are in lane 4.
It'll be tight though.
That is Ben Franks.
By about a
Ooh,
foot.
he's
So
in
Collegiate catching up though. Ben Franks slows the race. Ben Franks has got to get there. It'll be Ben Franks. And the St. Christopher Saints bring in first place from lane 4.
And that is a new record.
New record from Ben Franks there. And the rest of the St. Christopher's relay team. 1:34.02.
Event 3.
That's a record for this particular meet.
Particular meet. All right.
The school record, they're not far off from that either, was set last year at the state meet.
Okay. Yeah, we got 2 of those guys still on the team this year in that record team last year. We're going to move now into event number 3, 200 freestyle. Oh, yes, 200 freestyle women. We've got heat 1 here. Sarah Craig of St. Anne's Belfield, Savannah Huffner of St.
Looks
Gertrude.
like we just have these two.
Okay. So it'll be a 2-person race here from now. And it'll be St. Gertrude's ahead right now. Lowest seed time here is St. Gertrude in lane 4. So it'll be Huffner just ahead of Raya Lim right now by about a length. And still St. Gertrude ahead. Pulling away a little bit. We're now over a length ahead. And it'll be St. Gertrude touching first, building the lead even further over St. Anne's Belfield. And it is still St. Gertrude's ahead. with a couple of laps remaining. Blowing the lead, now ahead by 2 or 3 lengths. And we're still going, so I've done a couple of laps. And still St. Gertrude's ahead by almost half a lap now. At 2:11 currently. And it will be St. Gertrude coming in first. Savannah Huffner in heat 1 of 3 of event number 3. She will come in at a time of 2:25.99. It's 5 seconds better than her seed time. It's a good race for her there. We'll move into heat 2 here. McDermott of St. Gertrude, Stiles of Veritas, Carter of St. Gertrude, Clark of St. Anne's Belfield, Cribbs of Collegiate, Dunn of Trinity, and Rogers of St. Catherine's. Lowest seed time here is 2:07.80 from Courtney Carter of St. Gertrude's. And it'll be in lane 5, the lead right now. That's Elizabeth Cribbs.
There are a couple of swimmers in this heat who I think are probably hoping to make a qualifying time for the states meet. They've got pretty close times on their seed time, so that's maybe what they're looking for for this race.
Qualifying time for states here is 2:09.48. And it's currently a very good race here, especially from Collegiate in lane 5, ahead by a whole length over St. Gertrude's lane 3, Courtney Carter in second. Courtney Carter has the best seed time here, but it's only less than half a second ahead of our lane 5 swimmer, Elizabeth Cribbs. So it'll still be Cribbs in the lead here with a few more laps remaining. And it will be Collegiate first for now, St. Gertrude second. And it will still be Collegiate building their lead, sizable lead right now. Looking to meet that qualifying time of 2:09.48. Moving in here, 1:58 right now. And we'll be in at 2 minutes, 93 hundredths of a second there.
That's great.
That's
8-second
really good
drop.
time from Cribbs there. And we'll have 2:05.33 in seconds. And then in third, we'll have 2:08.48. That's second and third.
Lane 2 probably got her qualifying time.
Definitely, yeah. That's Carter of St. Gertrude and Stiles of Veritas. They'll be within the time to qualify for states. And then we'll move here into the final heats. We will have Desipina of St. Catherine's, Kate Bouchery of Collegiate, Katie Shaps of St. Anne's Belfield, Caitlin Moore of St. Catherine's, Emery DeGunther of Collegiate, Ismara Pina of St. Catherine's, Gabby Carvalho of Collegiate, and Kylie Chryson, all right, of St. Gertrude. Lowest seed time here is 1:54.90 of Caitlin Moore from St. Catherine's. She in lane 4.
Heat 3.
Pretty neck and neck here at the start. It'll be Collegiate is barely ahead here in lane 5. That's
Women's 200 freestyle.
Louis Gunther just barely ahead. Just barely ahead of Kate Boucher, seconds.
Also going to turn first
still neck and neck though. This race is no way over. St. Catherine's moving up a little bit, now neck and neck for second.
That's Kate Boucher in lane 2 for collegiate.
The collegiate just ahead for second there. Sans Belfield in lane 3. Katie Shaps is also right in there for second. And it's still
at the halfway point. It is still the Gunther for collegiate. Now in second.
Collegiate in 1 and 2 right now. Sans Belfield just ahead, I believe, in third. And the St. Catherine's in fourth. That's Shaps and Moore from Belfield and St. Catherine's. Still a sizable lead here from the Gunther.
1-2 still for the Cougars. The Gunther out in front.
And
yeah, she has a really smooth stroke. You know, not expending any energy she doesn't have to. Constantly in a moving forward trajectory, which is what you like to see in these top swimmers.
Absolutely. We've got St. Catherine's falling behind a little bit here in lane 4.
The Gunther for collegiate finishing first.
The Gunther finishing first. Neck and neck here for second. It will be lane 2. That is 1-2 for collegiate. Kate Boucher in second. And Katie Shaps in third. Caitlin Moore had the
event 4
lowest
men's
seat time.
200 freestyle. He won.
She would be fourth in that race. We're going to move now into the 200 freestyle men. We've got heat 1 of 3 here. Witten Sievers of St. Anne's Belfield, Will Hampton of Trinity, Landon Becker of Collegiate, and Tice Savit of Woodbury.
The 200-yard races are kind of a little bit in their own league. They're not exactly a sprint, but they're not like the 500 or 1,000 yards where you have to kind of settle into a rhythm. So it does make it challenging for the swimmers to figure out if you go out way too fast in the first 50, you might not have enough steam for that last 50. So it's something that the swimmers have to exert a lot of mental power over too.
Absolutely, and we've got our leader currently from Trinity. That's lane 4, Will Hampton. He had the lowest seed time. And he's not too terribly far ahead of Collegiate's lane 5 swimmer Landon Becker.
Here are in heat 1. That's Will Hampton for Trinity out in front. Landon Becker for Collegiate. Currently second here in heat 1.
And we still have Trinity on top here, building their lead over Collegiate. And now a very sizable lead for Trinity's Will Hampton over Landon Becker here. In third place, we've got I believe that is lane 3, Witten Sievers, ahead of, in fourth, Tice Savit of Woodbury.
Good time there for Will Hampton of Trinity.
It'll be Will Hampton of Trinity coming in first at 2:12.80. Just behind it, 2:23.45 is in lane 5, Landon Becker of Collegiate. We'll have Witten Sievers coming up here in just a moment to conclude his race at Not getting the exact time there. It's going to be about 2:43, 2:44.
Heat 2.
And we'll move into Heat 2 here. We will have David Coe of Woodbury Forest, Alex Ravel of Trinity, Luke Meyer of St. Christopher's, Jude Meyer of St. Christopher's, James Ferry of Collegiate, Garrick Fisher of Stab, Flynn Jeffcoat of Woodbury, and Taylor Williams of Fork Union. So it will be St. Christopher's out in the lead right now. That's lane 4, Jude Meyer. He has the lowest seat time by a couple of seconds. And he will remain in the lead. Still a very tight race, though.
Flipping first here.
Jude Meyer first.
50.
And lane 5 in second. That's James Ferry of Collegiate.
Currently second.
Is that his brother next to him?
Here in Heat 2.
And it's still Meyer here in the lead.
Here we are at the midway point. That is still Jude Meyer of the Saints. In second, James Ferry of Collegiate in lane 5.
Collegiate in second in lane 5. James Ferry. And Meyer is still leading by a length.
It remains Jude Meyer in 4, James Ferry Collegiate in 5.
Meyer is still in the lead here. Lead is shrinking slightly though. Collegiate coming up on the left side. Shortening the lead to half a length now.
Right, it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on. Because Collegiate is definitely making their move.
They're coming into the last little bit here. With Meyer just ahead. It's tight though. It will be a tie.
Oh, it's a tie.
156.40. Exact tie for first place.
Heat 3.
What a race there, ending a tie. All right, heading to Heat 3 now. We have Shio of Fork Union, Wang of Fork Union, James Edwards of St. Christopher's, Grant Hewitt of St. Christopher's, Mariscalco of Trinity, Dameron of Trinity,
You'll have James Edwards in lane 3 for the
Arcarse
Saints, Grant
of
Hewitt in lane
Collegiate,
4 for the
and
Saints.
Petkauskas
Ryan
of Collegiate as well.
Mariscalco in 5 for Trinity.
Lowest seat
Cole
time
Hammer
here is
in
Grant
lane 6
Hewitt
for Trinity.
at 1:47.09.
Keep it close on,
He will be
lanes 3
leading right
through
now.
6. And then there's Jamie Arcarisi, lane 7 of Collegiate.
Lane 7
Out
actually
quickly
leading after
here.
the first 50 yards.
Outside heat.
Neck and neck here, though. That's St. Christopher's and Collegiate. Historic Ring Road rivalry there. And it'll be Hewitt just barely, maybe an inch
That
ahead.
is Grant Hewitt in lane
But it is
4.
still
And
neck
it's
and
Jamie
neck.
Arcarisi in lane
Collegiate
7 for the
is-
Cougars.
Collegiate's ahead,
Then it's Arcarisi.
just barely.
Arcarisi in 7. Hewitt for the Saints in lane 4.
Neck and neck here, absolutely neck and neck.
And St. Christopher's
Got a
and
couple of
Collegiate.
laps remaining.
Well, this is a fun
Collegiate
race to
in lane
watch
7.
here.
Absolutely.
The Saints in lane 4.
Collegiate seems just ahead right now. Just barely. That's
Arcarisi
3/10 of a
in
second
7
ahead
for Collegiate,
currently.
still holding
Still
on.
neck and neck though. Hewitt just behind Arcarse. Arcarse touches just earlier. Hewitt
The
is
Saints in
back
lane
here
4.
in the
That's
final lap.
Hewitt. Lane 7. That's
Just
Jamie
ahead. Arcarse
Arcarisi.
Collegiate. Hewitt needs to turn
Looks like
gas
lane
here.
7's going to pull it out.
Outside
And
heat.
that will be lane 7 Collegiate.
And
Winning
it's going to be Arcarisi.
146.18.
146.18.
That is just over a second ahead of Grant Hewitt. There is
Wow,
Event
he dropped
5,
almost 9
women's
seconds from his seat
200
time.
Individual medley.
That's impressive.
Heat 1.
Moving now into event number 5, 200 individual medley women. We're going to start with heat 1 of 2 here. We have Jacqueline Holt-Williams, St. Catherine's, Ivana Butler of St. Catherine's, Emily Siminsinu of Collegiate, Hannah Walker of Trinity, Emily Wells of St. Anne's Belfield, and Kenzie Tope of St. Anne's Belfield here. And leading right now will be Collegiate in lane 4. They have the lowest seat time. Still neck and neck though. Just barely ahead of Trinity in lane 5. It's Hannah Walker. And still Collegiate ahead.
I just wanted to say a real quick shout out to the volunteers who help make these meets really happen. Unlike any other sport, a swim meet requires between 30 and 40 volunteers, and that includes all those timers you see behind the blocks. And the nice thing about the IM when they're swimming it is that it's much easier for the timer to realize when we're coming to the end of the race.
Definitely, yeah. Big shout out to them. Definitely
That's Walker out in front in lane 5 for Trinity.
Well, it'll be Trinity in lane 5 pulling ahead by about a length. That is Hannah Walker. Walker's seat time is less than a quarter of a second behind Collegiate's in lane 4. And it will be Trinity, sizable lead here.
And Walker of Trinity will win heat 1 of 5.
And it will be Walker in first for Trinity, Collegiate coming second. And in third will be St. Catherine's Ivana Butler.
Heat 2. Second and final heat of event 5, 200 individual.
And we've got heat 2 here. Dart of St. Gertrude, Pepper of Collegiate, Tanya of Collegiate, Patterson of St. Catherine's, Harris of Collegiate, Grayson of St. Gertrude, Pauling of St. Catherine's, and Barcia of Stab. Leading right now, it's very tight. We have Collegiate in lane 5. That
lane
is
5,
Harris.
Savannah Harris out in front.
Qualifying time here is 2:27.91 for states. And it'll still be Collegiate just barely though, and
Brandon Patterson in lane 4
Brendan Patterson
making
lane 4
move.
catching up for St. Catherine's.
A lot of times what separates the swimmers in an IM is the breaststroke leg. If you are a very good breaststroker, you are likely to overtake others who can do it, but may not be as fast with it.
Lane 3, Natalie Tang for Collegiate. And it's Patterson that touches first.
And we have St. Catherine's pulling pretty far ahead here. Brandon Patterson almost a length. Still tight for second though. It'll be Collegiate just ahead of St. Gertrude's. That's lanes 5 and 6. Harris and Bryson.
It's still Patterson in front.
So
it's Harris in second for Collegiate in lane 5. Harris looking to make a move.
And it will be Patterson and St. Catherine's
Patterson to the
lead
Saints
with
in
50
lane
yards
4, still not
remaining.
in front.
still St. Catherine's.
Turning for home, it is still Patterson for the Saints out in front, the freshman. Savannah Harris in lane 5, the sophomore for Collegiate.
Still St. Catherine's.
It is going to be Brantley Patterson of the
It
Saints.
will be Brantley Patterson
Savannah
first for the Saints.
for
Second place will
second.
be Collegiate's.
Then the prize for St.
Lane
Gertrude
5,
is third.
Savannah Harris, Plymouth Bryson, St. Gertrude in
206
third here.
for Patterson.
We're going to move now
Event
into
6
the
men's 200 individual medley, heat 1.
men. We have McCullough of Trinity, Babich of Stab, Bonker of Woodbury, Wang of Fork Union, Kerrigan of St. Anne's Belfield, Mariscallo of Trinity, Burgess of Trinity, and Decker of Trinity. 4 8th graders racing here. Lowest seed time belongs to Lean Wang of Fork Union. He's in lane 4, and he will be the leader right now. He is just barely ahead of lane 5 and lane 3. That is Kerrigan and Monker. And it'll still be Fuma in the lead, just barely though.
Here we are, He1, Lean Wang of Fork Union in lane 4.
Fuma in first here.
And we've got Tyler Kerrigan of St. Anne's Belfield in lane 5
St.
here.
Anne's
He1
Belfield, Tyler
of the men's
Kerrigan
200
in
individual
second
medley.
currently.
Going 1-2.
Still a tight race for third and for first. And Kerrigan is actually pulling ahead here. It's neck and neck. It'll be Kerrigan now, about an inch ahead. It'll be Kerrigan touching first for Stab over Fuma. Ahead by just a little bit here.
That's Tyler Kerrigan now.
Kerrigan
St. Anne's Belfield, Stab out in
by a
front.
sizable margin now. We're going to come back by him there.
Lean
And
Wang
it'll
2.
still be Wang in second for Fuma. Third place, it's tight, but it is Woodbury, Forest's Monker over Trinity's lane 6, Mariscallo. And it will be St. Anne's Belfield finishing first at 2:07.96. That is better than the required time for states there. Second place also qualifying. And then lane 6 just missing it there, unfortunately.
Kerrigan is Stab finishing first. Event 7, report behind the block. Event 7, please report behind the block.
We're going to move into our second and final heat here. We've got
Heat 2.
Shane of Collegiate, Craig of Collegiate, Ben Franks of St. Christopher's, Edward Johnson of St. Christopher's, Rollins Leachman of Woodbury, Chen of Collegiate, John Ackerley of St. Christopher's, and Will Franks of St. Christopher's here. Lowest seed time is Edward Johnson. Having a couple problems with
The pad got moved over. They're trying to recenter it. So it would seem that we have a fair number of families swimming for different teams. In this race we have coming up Will Franks and Ben Franks competing against each other. Being the mom of 2 boys myself who both swam, I know that my older son was not a super happy fan to compete with his brother who typically outraced him. So just a fun little fact there.
And we're going to get started here. And it will be very tight here to start, but it seems to be lane 5. Rollins Leachman as far as Duke commit. from Woodbury.
Rawlings, Leekman
Yeah,
of Woodbury Forest is in lane 5. Lane 6, JD Chen for Collegiate.
Collegiate just behind.
Lane 3, Ben
Johnson
Franks
and
for the
Franks
Saints.
just behind them.
Lane 7, that's Sean Ackerley for the Saints.
And we have Rawlings Leachman in lane 5 there from Woodbury Forest.
Leachman of Woodbury Forest.
Leachman
Very strong swimmer.
pulling ahead.
Taking it out strong.
Johnson and Ben
In
Franks
second,
here.
lane 6, that's JD Chen.
Neck and neck here for fourth, excuse me. We'll
For
have
Collegiate.
Woodbury, Collegiate, St. Christopher's. So a lot of St. Singers there in a row. Leachman leading right now. It'll be Leachman in first. It'll be Collegiate in second. It is Chen. Not too far behind though.
So JD Chen is a very well-known breaststroker, and this is where I said this is where it can start to separate.
In lane 2.
And fun fact, Rawlings Leachman used to be a Saint. He went to St. Christopher's until he started at Woodbury Forest in high school.
Chen here. Neck and neck now. Chen is ahead, it seems.
Holding on to third.
Yeah, Chen will be ahead right now. It's neck and neck though.
And it's going to be JD Chen of
It'll be
Collegiate.
JD Chen of Collegiate. Going ahead 1:51:31.
And the Cougars also take third. Crawford Craig.
I'm just curious about the records here.
And it'll be lane 5 taking second. That's Leachman, and
Event
then
7,
we'll
women's
have lane
50
2
freestyle, heat 1.
off third. That is Craig of Collegiate. So we'll move on now to the 50 freestyle women. Here we've got Fayyad of Trinity, Lim of St. Anne's Belfield, Staples of St. Gertrude, and Van Horn of Trinity coming up here. And it will be St. Anne's Belfield bringing it in to a close here. She'll be leading. That's via Lim. And it will be Lim winning at 31:48.
Heat 2.
That's better than the seed time by about a second and a half. And moving to Heat 2 here. This will be Kronenthal of Veritas, Griffin of St. Gertrude, Kiefer of St. Catherine's, Bell of Collegiate, Zhu of St. Anne's Belfield, Karamucci of Trinity, Burgess of St. Gertrude, and Craig of St. Anne's Belfield. Lowest seed time here is Sarah Bell of Collegiate at 26:73. She will be our leader right now heading into the final 25.
That is Sarah Bell in Heat 2 for Collegiate.
Pretty sizable lead for a 50-yard
Lane
race.
4, pulling away in Heat 2.
Tight for a second here, but it seems that it will be
Sarah Bell, 26:21.
Collegiate at
Heat
first.
3.
She made a qualifying time.
And Stab in second. And that'll be a qualifying time there for Bell.
Campbell Todd in lane 4 for the Saints.
Owens,
Valentino
Jones,
Nunes in
Parker,
lane
Totten,
5 for
Jonas,
Collegiate.
Ismail
Claire
Logan,
Parker
Heights
in lane 3
race.
for the Saints.
The seat time
In
is
lane 2,
Totten. They're all very tight.
that is Jasper Jones of Collegiate.
Currently Collegiate leading
Here they
lane
come.
2. It'll be Collegiate in first.
Jasper
and second.
Jones in lane
Jasper Jones
2.
pulling away.
Jasper Jones of
It
Collegiate.
will be Collegiate in first and second. Collegiate taking 1-2 yet again. And then the Saints taking
Event 8,
4.
men's 50 freestyle, Heat 1.
And we're now going to move into the men's 50 free. We've got Woodbury's Vickery, St. Anne's Belfield's Zaid Fudum. We've got O'Keefe of St. Anne's Belfield, Ategu of St. Anne's Belfield, Giliberti of Collegiate, Sabit of Woodbury Forest, and Fogel of St. Anne's Belfield here. We've got Collegiate with a slight lead right now though. He's tight with Stab. It seems the Stab will take the lead there. And it'll be lanes 4 and 5 are neck and neck here. That is Ategu and Giliberti. And Giliberti with a small lead, though. And it'll be Giliberti winning by about a tenth of a second.
Heat 2.
That'll be another win for the Cougars. In the Heat 2 here, we have Baena from Woodbury, Foster of Trinity, Davude of Trinity, Meyer of Fork Union, Olala Casas of Fork Union, Crawford of Collegiate, Bowles of Woodbury, and McDermott of Trinity. Really tight here at the start. They're clear leader right now. So it seems that it'll be Fork Union touching first. Fork Union and Trinity are really tight though. It'll be Trinity just ahead right now in lane 3 with Davude. Fork Union though, still tight. It'll be lane 4, it'll be Fork Union winning.
Heat 3.
Just barely. Really great race there. That's Meyer of Fork Union. Moving into the final heat here, we have Washington of Fork Union, Rogers, Alger, Smith, and Sexton of St. Christopher's. Hoffer, Hoffer of Collegiate, Jensen of Fork Union, and Rosen of Trinity. He had an early jump there. And getting out to a lead here, lane 4. That is Smith. Still very tight though. Smith though.
Max Alger.
Tight for second
up
though.
here in lane 6. That's Collegiate.
Smith coming first, and second will be
Saints.
a tie. Tie for second between Collegiate
Between
and
Alger and
Saints. It's Alger.
All right, an
Saints.
exciting finish to
And
event 8.
Hoffer for Collegiate.
Men's 53. We will now take a 15-minute break. Swimmers, if you wish to warm
that's
up,
great for the
first
senior
entry,
Max
please.
Alger. So
The time is 10:50.
We will be
The meet will
back in
resume
about 15
at
minutes here. Take a
11:05.
break. Thank you for
The
joining
meet
us.
will resume at 11:05.
Welcome back to the LIS VPL Championship here at St. Catharines. We're going to move into event number 11, the 100 butterfly women. This is the first heat of 2. We've got Jingo of St. Anne's Belfield, Karamucci of Trinity, Owens of St. Gertrude, Goodwin of St. Anne's Belfield, Lucas of Collegiate, Brower of St. Catharines, and Maloney of St. Catharines. And we have St. Anne's Belfield. St. Anne's Belfield in first right now. And we've got St. Anne's Belfield in first right now.
Abby says hi. Can we get a shout out? Shout out Abby and Khaki.
Shout out to Abby and Khaki here up in the booth. And we've got a St. Anne's Belfield in lane 4, currently leading right now. Olivia Goodwin.
Olivia Goodwin of St. Anne's Belfield.
And it
Can she
will
hold
be
on?
Goodwin in first
she does.
and St. Catharines in second from lane 6. That is Bella Brower.
What's your name and your favorite song?
Oh, and Ella Brower just missed the state qualifying time. But Olivia Goodwin did make her state qualifying time, so that's great.
Good win for Goodwin there.
Heat
Moving to
2.
the second heat here. Baena of Woodbury, Foster of Trinity, Davoud of Trinity, Meyer of Fuma, Olala, oh, excuse me. We have Butler of St. Catharines, Jewett of Collegiate, Hepper of Collegiate,
In lane 4, we
Giacomo
have
of St.
Susan
Catharines,
Giacomo of St.
Christen
Catharines.
of
Lane
St.
5, Kendall
Gertrude,
Price of
Samantha
St.
Snell of
Gertrude.
Collegiate,
Lane 3, that's
Walker of
Caroline
Trinity,
Hepper of
Carter of
Collegiate.
St. Gertrude. And we've got Collegiate.
Hepper of Collegiate in lane
And
3. Kendall Price of St. Gertrude in lane 5. They're
And
jumping
neck and neck
essentially
here will
first
be lane
together
3,
as we
Collegiate in
turn
first, just ahead
in
of
the
St.
mix in lane
Gertrude's.
4, Susan Giacomo of the Saints.
Giacomo of the Saints just behind them. They're not over yet anyway. Still neck and neck here.
Still neck and neck in lanes 3 and 5.
3 and
Giacomo
5
in lane 4.
coming
Prize
in
it and
first and
Hepper.
second right now.
Hepper and Prize
It
it.
will be
Ooh,
just barely lane
It
5.
is Kendall Prize
That
it.
is
Price.
Kendall Christen of St. Gertrude.
Event 12, men's
Broke a minute.
100-yard butterfly, heat 1.
Better than her seed time there by a couple seconds. We're going to move into the 100 butterfly men. Got Hill of Fork Union, Mariscalco of Trinity, Zhang of Woodbury, Washington of Fork Union, Monker of Woodbury, Morris, St. Christopher's, Coe of Woodbury, and Sutherland of Trinity. And it'll be Fork Union leading right now in lane 4.
Boncourt, Woodbury Forest
That
in lane
is
5.
Washington. Washington is the best seed time.
I'm Zhang of Woodbury Forest in lane 3.
Woodbury
So
is just
Washington
behind.
Forest still holding
And then Woodbury again also
on.
just behind there. It's Zhang and
As
Monker.
they turn for head in heat 1 of the men's 100 butterfly.
And still Fork Union, pretty solid lead here. Heading into the final couple of paces. And it will be Bo Washington of Fork Union
And
coming
it's
first.
Washington
Tight
in
for
lane
second.
4.
It will
Winning
be
heat 1.
lane 3.
Event 13, please report behind the blocks. Event 13, please report
Seems to be an
behind the
issue with
blocks. Heat
the
2.
pad in lane 5 here. We're moving to heat 2 though now. We have Edward St. Christopher's, Dameron of Trinity, Arcarse of Collegiate,
In lane
Minovich
4,
of
we have
Trinity,
Aiden
Smith, St.
Miminovic of
Christopher's,
Trinity
Matthews, St.
Episcopal, 5,
Christopher's,
Ryan Smith of
Wang
St.
of Fort
Christopher's,
Union, and
6
Rivet of
Matthews of St.
Collegiate.
Christopher's, and lane
It
3,
will
that's
be
Jamie Arcarisi of Collegiate. Having an outstanding meet so far.
current leader is
Aiden
Trinity.
Miminovic.
That's Miminovic in lane 4 for the Titans.
That's Minovich.
Followed
He has
closely by the
seat
Saints in
time.
lane 5, Ryan Smith.
I believe Aiden Miminovic is, he's already committed to Louisville to
Miminovic
swim.
still holding on.
And the
Ryan Smith,
Saints
the
are right on
Saints in
his
lane
tail.
5. It's Miminovic and Smith.
It's Smith just behind. And
Ryan Smith now trying to make a
Smith
move.
needs to come back here. And
But Miminovic of the
he is
Titans will
just
hold on.
behind.
Saints
It will be
finish second.
Miminovic, Trinity taking him first.
Event 13, women's 100-yard freestyle, heat 1.
We are moving into the 100 freestyle women. We've got Fayyad of Trinity, Huffner of St. Gertrude, Jingo of Stab, and Van Horn of Trinity. Lowest C time is Huffner
All
of St.
second
Gertrude.
half timers, please make your way down to the deck, to the hallway next to lane 8. Take the stairs behind the
It'll be
tables.
Gertrude
Take the stairs
in
behind the
first
tables
here.
if you are
That
currently
is
watching the meet from the stands.
Huffner.
Again, all second half timers to the hallway next to lane 8. Please use the stairs next to the tables if you are currently watching from the stands. Thank you.
And still St. Gertrude's Huffner leading here. Pretty sizable lead. In second place, we have Trinity. That is Fayyad. And in third, we have Jingo of St. Anne's Belfield. Approaching the final couple yards here, and it is St. Gertrude and Savannah Huffner taking home the win. 106.98. That is about 2.5 seconds better than her C time.
Heat 2.
And moving into Heat 2 here, we have Wise of St. Anne's Belfield, Frink of St. Gertrude, Chang of Collegiate, Bell of Collegiate, Reed of St. Catherine's, Styles of Veritas, Souter of St.
Event 14,
Gertrude, and
please report behind the
Hubel
blocks.
of
Event
Veritas.
14, please report behind the blocks.
And it is Collegiate currently leading out of lane 4. That is Sarah Bell. And Bell still leading. Bell still leading here. Bell still leading here. Oh, but we actually have lane 6 coming up on the outside. It'll be lane 6 winning. That is Nora Grace Styles of Veritas coming from behind victory by 1/10 of a second there.
And she just got the state qualifying time as well.
And we are in the water here for Heat 3.
All
We
second
have
half
Wells
timers to the
and
hallway
Tope
next to
of
lane
St.
8.
Schofield,
Thank you.
Pina and Parker of St.
Event
Catherine's,
14, please report
Jones
behind the
and
blocks.
Cribs, and Collegiate and Owens from St.
That's
Gertrude.
Marpina flipping to first in lane 4 for the Saints.
It will be Ismara Pina currently in first. Oh, actually,
Jasper
Moving out in
Jones.
front, that's
Collegiate
Jasper
first.
Jones in lane 6 for
Jasper
Collegiate.
Jones.
Now in first. Asmara and Despina in lanes 4 and 3. Jasper Jones at lane 6.
And it
Blair
will
Parker
be
at
Jasper
lane
Jones
5.
currently first.
Jasper Jones.
Jones with a sizable
For
lead
collegiate.
currently. And it will be
And then it's going to be
Jasper
Asmara Pina for the Saints and
Jones.
Desta Pina for the
And the
Saints.
Pina twins came up 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Event 14,
Let's
men's
go for the Saints
100
for second
yard
and third points there.
freestyle.
We're going to move into
Heat one.
event number 14 here. 100 freestyle men. Qualifying time is 53:20. First heat of 3, we'll have Zaid Fudum, Sievers, and Ategu of Sands Belfield, Childers of Fork Union, and Williams and Reliever of Woodbury. And we currently have Sands Belfield just ahead here in lane 4, but it's still neck and neck between Ategu and Childers. And we will have our winner by just over half a second in lane 5.
That's Colton
That
Childers
is Colton
taking
Childers
lane
of Fork
Heat
Union.
1. Heat 2.
And we'll be in heat 2 here. Hoffer of Collegiate, Foster of Trinity, Greenway of Woodbury, Rosen, Davoud, and McDonald of Trinity, Spain of Collegiate,
Heat 2 in
and
the water, event
Wu of
14, men's
Woodbury.
100 yard freestyle.
Currently have 2 Trinity
Heat around the
swimmers.
center of the pool.
First and second
Swimmer
will
lane
be
4, that's Ben Rosen.
lane 4 has been Rosen currently leading. Rosen still with the lead here, about 50 yards in.
Rosen for Trinity turns first.
And it will still be Trinity in first for Rosen.
And it's going to be Rosen winning Heat 2.
And it will be Rosen of Trinity
three.
going first at 55-69. We're gonna head now into the final heat here. We have Fisher of Stab, Wang of Fuma, Hoffer of Collegiate, Sexton and Alger of St. Christopher's, Petkauskas of Collegiate, and then Rogers and DeSchlevey of St. Christopher's. Our lowest seat
All
time
right, the third and final heat, men's
is
100 yard freestyle. That's
Sexton
Townsend Sexton
of
of the
St.
Saints in
Christopher's.
4, Max Alger of the Saints in
Sexton
5,
currently in first.
Taylor Hoffer of Collegiate in 3, and Justinas Petkauskas of Collegiate in 6. Let's see what we have.
And it will be
And they're
four
all
swimmers
right there.
neck and neck here from lanes 3
On the
through
turn.
6. It will be current leader in lane 3, Hoffer of Collegiate.
Taylor Hoffer
Still neck and
gets
neck though.
first. The Saints are 2-3.
Hoffer will build his lead
And
here.
here we come.
It will be Hoffer ahead down the stretch, but we have two
Hoffer
Saints
in lane
swimmers in 4 and 5 catching up.
Max Alger in lane 5.
And it will be Hoffer
Hoffer does it. The Saints go
in first.
2-3.
Yet another win for the Cougars. And it will be lane 5.
We will now
Alger
have a
and lane 4
10-minute
Sexton
break so
just
second
behind.
shift timers can have their meeting and then get into
We will
position.
be back
We
soon
will
after
now
this 10-minute
have
break.
a
Thank you very much.
10-minute break for second half.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving into event number 15 here shortly, but Ms. Butterfield, did you want to give a quick update on the scoring so far?
Oh, okay, sure. So through event 14, which is the 100 freestyle men event, for the men's scores, the top 5 teams are St. Christopher's with 330 points, Collegiate with 239, Trinity with 160, Fork Union with 135, and
Event
Woodbury
15,
Forest with 88.
Women's 500-yard freestyle, Heat 1.
I'll let the women get started on their race, and then I'll give you the women's scores.
Yeah, so for event number 15 here, 500 freestyle women, we've got Heat 1, Kenzie Rogers and Bella Brower of St. Catherine's. We have Chloe Cross, St. Gertrude, Olivia Goodwin of St. Anne's Belfield, and Addison Lucas of Collegiate.
And the women's scores, again, through event 14 so far, Collegiate is number 1 with 336 points. St. Catherine's is right on their heels at 323 points. St. Gertrude at 149 points. St. Anne's Belfield at 129. And Trinity at 67. So those are your top 5 teams for the women's.
Women's 500 long race here, currently led by lane 4's Chloe Cross, St. Gertrude. She has the lowest seed time. Kenzie Rogers, though, in lane 2 has no seed time, St. Catherine's, so. Still a pretty tight race, though. Still have a few hundred yards remaining, so definitely not over.
That's Chloe Cross with St. Gertrude in lane 4. Bella Brower right there for the Saints in lane 3.
And it'll be lane 3, Brower for St. Catherine's, pulling a slight lead. Still just getting started here with the long race, though. State's qualifying time is 5:58.88. And it'll be Brower pulling ahead by almost 2 lengths now. St. Gertrude in second, and it'll be Stab in lane 5. Goodwin in third currently. Tight with Gertrude, though. Cross. We are halfway in here now, just over it. And still a sizable lead now from the Saints with Brower. And it is now in lane 5, Olivia Goodwin passing Chloe Cross. Just by a little bit, though. Still very tight for second there. And we've got lane 2, Kenzie Rogers just behind as well. And the Stab in lane 5, pulling ahead, Goodwin. Should be about a length ahead in second now.
And lane 3, that's Bella Brower of the Saints out in front, leading heat 1 of event 15, women's 500-yard freestyle.
Brower is still far ahead out in front, and it's Goodwin in second currently, with about a length and a half margin.
At her current pace, she is looking like she could drop at least 12 to 15 seconds off of her seed time if she's able to maintain that.
Heading into the final lap here. Final 50 yards. And it'll be a pretty definitive order here currently. We have Brower, Goodwin, Cross, Rogers, Lucas. And coming in now will be...
Oh yeah, she blew her seed time out of the water, I think.
With the win. Seed time was 5:57. Ended up with a 5:39.20.
Almost 20
impressive
seconds.
Race. Very impressive race there. And we'll be coming in here with third place from Chloe Cross.
Heat 2.
We are in on Heat 2 of the 500.
In lane 3, taking off quickly, that's Emery to Gunther, collegiate.
We've got Wiltshire,
Lane
Moore,
4, that's
Gunther,
Brantley Patterson, the freshman from
Shaps,
St. Catharines.
Chryson, Hepper, and Clark.
Lane 5, Katie Shaps of St. Anne's Belfield. Lane 6 is Tylee Prizon of St. Gertrude. And in lane 2, another freshman from the Saints, Caitlin Moore. Right now it is de Gunther, followed by Patterson, the Saints in lane 4. After the first 100, it's de Gunther, Patterson, and then Katie Shaps, St. Anne's Belfield.
And our leader currently will be in lane 3. That is Hoffer of Collegiate. Oh, excuse me. That's the wrong list there. Lane 3 is Emery de Gunther of Collegiate. Tight for second here, and it'll be lane 4, Brantley Patterson, just ahead of lane 5, Katie Shaps.
Side by side for second.
Still Collegiate with a sizable lead here. De Gunther. If Patterson has the lowest seed time here, De Gunther actually has the third lowest seed time. But De Gunther is far ahead. Could be that some of our lower seed time swimmers here are saving their energy up for the last couple of
And at
laps.
the halfway point, it is Emery de Gunther of Collegiate in lane 3.
Still neck and neck in lanes 4 and 5.
Patterson and Shaps in lane 4 and 5. Battling it out currently for second
Patterson
place at the
ahead
midway
by maybe a
point.
few inches.
And it's still to Gunther.
Gunther still leading here on lap 15.
Patterson in lane 4 for the Saints is picking it up.
Patterson is pulling ahead of Stabs lane 5 swimmer Katie Shaps though.
Patterson for the Saints.
Patterson
Shaps is
behind
now in
Gunther
third.
here. A lot of
Gunther is still in the
space
lead.
to make up. But it's a long race, not over yet. Still Gunther with a sizable lead here. Heading into the last
will turn for the final 50 and take the bell in lane 3.
yards
Here
here.
comes Patterson.
Sizable lead. Patterson needs to really step it up. She wants to come back here. Patterson catching up a little bit.
Gunther turns first for the last 25.
Gunther far ahead though.
Patterson in second, Shaps in third for St. Anne's Belfield.
And it will be to Gunther with enough of a lead to close it out here.
And the Gunther
Yep,
is going
she
to
was
take
aiming, I could tell, to go under 5 minutes, and she achieved that goal.
Yep, 5-second victory there for the Gunther.
Bradley comes in second, 5:01.86.
At 4:56.83. That is 11 seconds better than the seat time. It's a really great race there.
And 4:56. Is that right? 4:56.
We will move now into the.
And that is a
men's
new record
For
for
this
Emery
heat.
de Gunther.
Yep.
New record there.
Congratulations on an excellent swim. Event 16, men's 500-yard freestyle, heat 1.
Moving into heat 1 of the men's 500 free, we have Baena of Woodbury, Hampton of Trinity, Greenway of Woodbury, Revelle of Trinity, Williams of Fork Union, and Brantingham of Collegiate. Lowest seed time here is a 5:45.62 from Dennis Greenway at Woodbury Forest. And starting out in the first few laps here, we have first place coming from lane 5, Alex Revelle of Trinity. Still have Revelle of Trinity leading for now. It is neck and neck between him and lane 4 from Woodbury, Dennis Greenway, though. Greenway's seed time is at 3 seconds better than Revelle's.
That's Dennis Greenway at Woodbury Forest.
Greenway,
In
Woodbury
lane 4,
pulling
Alex
ahead.
Revelle of Trinity Episcopal in lane 5 here in heat 1 of event 16 men's 500-yard freestyle.
Woodbury pulling ahead a little bit here with Greenway. Still not over though. Just before halfway. Woodbury extending the lead here to about a length. And the second ahead for that lap. Building the lead here is Woodbury. Qualifying time here for States is 5:41.90. None of these swimmers have a C time that low. But we've seen a lot of swimmers really improve their C time in this meet so far. So Woodbury expanding the lead here. Still be Woodbury in first. That is Greenway. Approaching the final lap here.
Dennis Greenway.
Still
Turning
Greenway
for home
decides
here,
the
last
lead.
50. Leading heat one.
Playing the final 25. It'll be Greenway far ahead. Ravel about 15 yards behind, maybe.
Oh,
And it will be
and he will have gotten
Greenway.
a state qualifying time there.
That is about 10 seconds better than his C time. We'll have Ravel making a state qualifying time as well.
And that's Dennis Greenway.
Yes, and Alex
finishing
Revel
one.
also got a
Alex
state
Revel,
qualifying time.
Trinity
So
Episcopal finishing heat one.
that's good.
So we'll move into heat 2 here in a moment. Heat 2 will feature Luke Meyer of St. Christopher's, Ryan Mariscalco of Trinity, George Estelle of St. Christopher's, Grant Hewitt of St. Christopher's, Caden Chang of Collegiate, Brandon Shield of Fort Union, James Ferry of Collegiate, and Max DeShlevy of St. Christopher's. The lowest seed time among those is Grant
Heat
Hewitt
two.
at 4:52.27. That is 16 seconds better than the next best seed time of the group. And
Event
they are
17,
off.
please report behind the block. Event 17, please report behind the block. In lane 4 is Grant Hewitt for the Saints. Lane 3, George Essel for the Saints. Lane 5 will be Caden Chang for Collegiate.
Hewitt.
Lane 2, Ryan Mariscalco for Trinity.
Still a very tight race, though.
2, 3, 4, and 5 taking it out quickly here in the second heat of the men's 500-yard freestyle.
George Estill is making good use of swimming right next to his teammate Grant Hewitt to take advantage of that drafting effect.
The main four, that's Grant Hewitt for the Saints, and lane three, that's George Estill
in
for the
first
Saints.
here,
Going
Estill
out
in second,
1-2.
goes for the Saints.
Caden Chang for Collegiate in lane 5, Ryan Mariscalco
Chang
for Trinity
and
in lane
Mariscalco
2.
not far behind.
Rounding out the top four here.
Hewitt building his lead.
And it's still the Saints 1-2.
This is Hewitt's event. He has been working so hard the last several years on this race. He's making a good show of it today, I think.
Absolutely. Hewitt racing in the same race against Freeman in a very, very dramatic ending to the race. Wasn't able to pull it off, but still ran very well. Hewitt, Estill, Mariscalco, Chang currently in that order. Chang followed by his teammate Ferry.
And at the halfway point, it is still the Saints 1-2. Hewitt and Estill, lanes 4 and 3, respectively. Mariscalco of Trinity now in a firm third place at the midway point.
Still Hewitt with a sizable lead here. Estill, not too far behind though. Hewitt and Estill seem to be an obvious 1 and 2 right now. Not over yet though. Chang falling behind a little bit to Mariscalco. Hewitt still leading. Not much change in the order in the last several laps.
And as we approach the last 100,
Hewitt pulling far
Hewitt of the
ahead
Saints in
of
lane
Estill.
4, Estill of the Saints in
Paying for the
lane
last
3,
100 yards
Mariscalco for Trinity in lane 2.
Mariscalco pulling pretty far ahead of Chang. Chang followed closely by Ferry, who's followed closely by Shield. All very tight together over there in lanes 5 through 7.
But it's going to be Grant Hewitt here in lane 4,
Hewitt
taking the
approaching
bell for the last 50.
here.
George Estill still second for the Saints in lane 3, and here we are in the last 50.
And Hewitt, sizable lead here.
Hewitt and Estill, the Saints look like they're probably going to go 1-2. And here comes Mariscalco of Trinity
pulling
in
up
lane 2.
quickly. Hewitt
Oh,
on the
finishing
final
kick.
lap here. Currently at 4:51.
Mariscalco
And it will be Hewitt
closing.
4:57.99.
And the Saints will go 1-2. Trinity 3
Not his
with a strong
best
finish.
race seat time wise, but still very strong in first place. Estill getting second too. Very strong showing from the Saints there.
Event 17, report behind the block, please.
And we're moving into the 200
Event
freestyle relay
17,
women.
women's 200-yard freestyle relay, heat 1.
We will have heat 1 of 2 here. We have St. Gertrude D, St. Gertrude C, Stab B, St. Gertrude B. St. Catherine's C, Collegiate D, and St. Catherine's D.
That's St. Gertrude B in lane 4.
Currently have
St. Anne's Belfield B in lane
St. Catherine's
3.
C
in lane
leading
5.
lane 5 right now. All very tight though, still.
Coco Butler touches first for the Saints. In the water, Sarah Haney for the Saints in lane 5.
Saints about to link the head currently.
Lane 4, that's Riley Owens taking over for Chloe Cross of St. Gertrude.
The relays are always a lot of fun, especially for the kids. You know, there's just a lot of electricity on the deck there. But I will say that I think one of the most anxiety-provoking aspects of it is making sure that you don't leave the block too early or too late.
Elle Burgess now
Absolutely, and we have
for St. Gertrude.
St. Gertrude's pulling ahead here a
That's
little
Julia
bit.
Hunter-Williams.
Saints falling behind a little bit. St. Gertrude here. St. Gertrude in first, a pretty solid lead. Not every hit
Dana
though.
Green now will try to bring it home for St. Gertrude's in lane 4
And
here
St.
in
Gertrude's
E1.
is in the water now. Pretty far ahead of St.
Jacqueline
Catherine's
Holt
now
Williams in the water now for the Saints
It'll
in
be
lane
Jacqueline Holt
5.
Williams in the water for St. Catherine's and Dana Frink for St. Gertrude here. St. Gertrude pretty far ahead. And it will be St. Gertrude.
And it's St.
coming into
Gertrude for the Saints in
close.
second in heat 1 of the women's 200-yard freestyle relay.
St. Gertrude's, St. Catherine's coming 1-2 there. Moving on to event
18, report behind the
2.
block. Event 18, please report behind the block.
We will have Trinity A, St. Gertrude A, St. Catherine's B,
Heat 2.
Collegiate A, St. Catherine's A, Collegiate B, St. Anne's Belfield A, and Collegiate C. Lowest seed time here is Collegiate A.
Collegiate in lane 4, St. Catherine's in lane 5. In lane 4, that's Valentina Linconis. In lane 5, it's Campbell Totten. Lane 3, that's St. Catherine's B, Abby Pollen.
Neck and neck.
Absolutely neck and neck
Totten
here.
and Linconis side by
Just
side.
ahead it seems, and it is
In the water for the Saints,
in the water
Asmara
first.
Pina. In the water for Collegiate, Gabby
still
Cavallo.
neck and neck though. It's Marapina trying to hold on to this tight lead.
Lane 4 is Collegiate, lane 5 is the Saints. That's Carvalho for Collegiate.
And Pina is just ahead there.
Asmara Pina for the Saints.
Pina coming in.
Pina's
Saints
going to
hold
touch
the lead.
first.
And the Saints
Blair
lead the
Parker
water
now in the water
first.
for the Saints. Kate Gucci now in the water for Collegiate. Caitlin Moore for St. Catherine's B is in third. Making a
Still
charge.
a slight lead here for the
Here
Saints.
comes Blair
Just ahead of
Parker.
Collegiate.
Ooh, but they have Jasper Jones coming up in lane 4 on this one.
Bradley Patterson in the water for the Saints.
Patterson,
Jasper Jones in the water for
Jones
Collegiate.
neck and neck here.
Patterson and Jones.
Yeah, it is neck and neck.
Patterson and Jones.
Wow.
Jones in
Patterson,
4.
Jones.
Patterson
It's
in
anybody's
5.
race.
Jones in 4. Patterson
See if we
in
can finish
5.
here.
Patterson for the
Patterson
Saints.
and Jones. It will be Patterson for the
All right.
Saints.
And the Saints do it. Gabby
The Saints
Patterson,
pulled
the
out.
freshman
By less than
opener.
a tenth of a second,
Women's 200
Brantley Patterson will win it for the
freestyle
Saints.
Wow, that was exciting to
What an
watch.
exciting finish there. 0.09 second
Event
win
18,
for the
men's
Saints there.
200-yard freestyle relay,
As
heat
we
1.
move into event number 18, 200 freestyle relay men. It will be heat 1 of 2. We have Stab A, Fuma B, Collegiate B, St. Chris D, Woodbury B, and Trinity C.
And that is a new LIS meet record for the Saints.
Saints. Way to go.
136, eclipsing 136.93.
And the Saints are in the water first. Saints still leading here, moving into the third swimmer, putting up a pretty sizable lead. Hoping they can hold on to it. Cheers of joy coming from the St. Catherine's bench over there, celebrating the new record set by the relay team. And we will have our final swimmer in the water for the Saints. Loudon's people and Tommy Hoffer here. People with about a length of the lead, trying to hold on to it here. People and the Saints pulling it in, and it will be the Saints taking it home, 145.45, beating their seed time.
And the Saints touch first, winning
over a
heat
second
one.
there. We'll move on to our second heat here. St. Christopher C, Woodbury A, St. Chris B, St. Chris A, Collegiate A, Trinity A,
Heat
Puma
2.
A, and Trinity B. Our lowest seed time here belongs to St. Christopher's A at 126.85. Team made up by Ryan Smith, Ben Franks, Max Alger, and Edward Johnson.
That's St.
They
Christopher's
are
A.
off.
In lane 4, Ryan Smith in the water. Collegiate School A, relay. In lane 5,
Very tight
Taylor
race
Hopper
here.
in the
We'll
water.
have, seems very, very slightly
And
for the
they're out
Saints
neck and
here.
neck.
With Smith.
Smith and Hopper. Smith for the
like
Saints,
half a
Hopper
length
for
ahead.
Collegiate.
Hoffer catching up a little bit though, very
The Saints
tight.
Smith touches first.
And they will jump in at the same time. It will be
That's Ben Franks for the Saints.
Ben Franks for the Saints, just
Justinas
ahead.
Katkauskas for Collegiate.
Katkauskas just behind them.
They're neck and neck, it's even. Here comes Ben Franks.
To go into the water here.
Katkauskas is right there.
And
In the water
Saints
now
will
for
touch
St. Christopher's.
first,
Max
just
Alger for
barely.
Collegiate. That's Crawford Craig. Neck
And
and neck
Alger.
they go. Max Alger for the Saints
Neck and
in
neck
lane
here.
4. Collegiate, Crawford Craig in lane 5. Craig
Absolutely neck
and
and neck.
Alger.
Oh,
Alger
this
and
is too
Craig.
close to call.
Very close here. We've got Johnson jumping up for the Saints here in a
Bringing
moment.
it home for the Saints is
they're
Edward
at the
Johnson
same
for
time.
Collegiate. That's J.D. Chen. Doesn't get any
Johnson
better than this. Virginia
for the
President
Saints.
Swim
Neck and neck again.
Championships. 200 freestyle
Again, neck and neck there. In the relay, Johnson just ahead. Neck and neck though. Saints trying to pull through. Saints in Collegiate. And it will be the Saints
Yeah, Saints.
by 200ths of a second. The Saints will pull it off against Collegiate and will take the 200 freestyle relay. What a win there. That is a
We will
huge
now take a
victory for the
15-minute break
Saints.
after those two
And we will take
fantastic
a
relay
quick
finishes.
break here, 15
We
minutes.
will now
We
take
will
a
be back
15-minute
shortly.
break. The time is 12:05. The meet will resume at 12:20. Swimmers, you may warm up. Feet first. Entry only, please. Feet first only at 12:20.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. I wanted to give you a quick scoring update.
Through event 18.
Through event 18. So we are, the Saints, St. Christopher is currently leading with 430.5 points. Collegiate in second with 305. Trinity in third with 219. Fort Union in fourth with 184. And Woodbury Forest in fifth with 130.5. For the women's division, we have Collegiate in first with 419. St. Catherine's only 9 points behind with 410. St. Gertrude with 202.
Women's
St.
100
Anne's
yard
Belfield with
backstroke.
191.
Heat one.
And Trinity with 95. We're going to start back up here with the women's 100 backstroke. We have 2 heats of this. In the first heat right now, we will have Willa Holmes of St. Gertrude, Abby Maloney of St. Catherine's, Dana Frank of St. Gertrude, Jenna Kiefer of St. Catherine's, and Louise Cronenthal of Veritas. Lowest seed time here is Dana Frank of St. Gertrude in lane 4, and she'll be leading right now. Will still be Frank in the lead here.
Dana Frank for St. Gertrude's out in
Halfway
front here,
through,
lead
we
one.
still have Frank in the lead. It'll be St. Catherine's in second. That is lane 5, Jenna Kiefer. And in third, we have Abby Maloney of St. Catherine's. Coming from the close here, we have Frank in the lead. And it will be
Touching first is Dana Frank.
Frank
In lane 4
winning
for
it.
St. Gertrude's. winner, lead one.
110.77, improved on her seed time. Did not quite get low enough to qualify for states, unfortunately.
One of the things that a lot of these teams will do is they may have what they call a last chance meet,
Heat 2.
allowing folks who are close to state qualifying times to make a time that might qualify them for states. So that might be another opportunity.
We're going to move into Heat 2 here. We have Giacomo of St. Catherine's,
Event
Hepburn
20,
of
please
Collegiate,
report
Totten
behind the
of St.
block.
Catherine's,
Event 20, please
Bouchery of
report behind the
Collegiate,
blocks.
Baker of St. Gertrude, Carvalho of
Al
Collegiate,
Quigley in
Jewett
lane
of
4,
Collegiate,
Kate
and
Bouchery of
Owens of St.
Collegiate.
Gertrude. Lowest seed time here belongs to
Right with her, Campbell
Kate
Totten
Bouchery
of the Saints
of
in lane
Collegiate,
3.
the only one who has broken a minute, and she is currently
Caroline
leading.
Hepper in lane 2. Gabby Carvalho in lane 6 for Collegiate. It continues to be Bouchery in lane 4.
And it is Bouchery
Campbell Totten of the
still
Saints in
leading.
lane 3.
Totten in second in lane 3 here. I think the last 25 will be Bouchery
That's
leading
Gabby
by a
Carvalho,
length.
also Collegiate in lane 6.
Carvalho trying to catch up a
Bouchery is
little
going
bit
to
with
take it for Collegiate in lane 4. Coming in
Totten,
second
and
is Totten
Totten
for the
finishes
Saints
second.
in lane 3.
We'll have
And finishing third, that's
three
Gabby
finishing
Carvalho,
below a
Collegiate in
minute.
lane 6.
qualifying time of
That's fine for both of them.
106.85. That will
Event
be
20, men's 100-yard backstroke, heat 1.
7 of them qualifying for states in that race there. Moving on to the 100 backstroke men. We have, for the first heat, Atticus Vickery of Woodbury, Jack O'Keefe of St. Anne's Belfield, and Brooks Glaser of Trinity. Lowest seed time here is Jack O'Keefe at 1:21.52. Qualifying time for states is 1:02.27. Seems we only have O'Keefe and Glaser competing in this one.
Sometimes we'll have an extra swimmer, like we see a young lady swimming in this race, and she may have not been able to swim in her, maybe she missed the event here in Heat 1, so or she was a late add-on. But she's not competing with the boys.
Yeah. Still neck and neck here for the boys race. We have lane 5, Glacier just ahead. Just a head-to-head race here in the first heat. And it will still be Glacier, Brooks Glacier in the lead here over O'Keefe. And it will be Glacier touching first.
Heat
at
2.
1:18:14. Moving on to Heat 2 here, we have Becker and Brantingham of Collegiate, Meyer of Fuma, Spain of Collegiate, and McDermott and Sutherland of Trinity. Lowest seed time is Caden Meyer of Fork Union. And it'll be Fuma currently leading here. It's Meyer. 2 collegiate racers in second and third. It'll be Meyer, and then in lane 5, that is Spain, then Brantingham. So it seems that McDermott is catching up on Brantingham here. Meyer still with the size of the lead, though, with less than 50 yards remaining. A sizable lead from Fork Union here. Meyer, it seems, will take it home. He's looking for qualifying time for states, and he will get it. Just barely. 1:01:85. He will qualify for states.
For Collegiate coming in second in Heat 2.
He had not previously. So.
Heat 3.
Yep, he got it.
We will move into Heat 3 here. We have Estill and Morris of St. Christopher's, Craig of Collegiate, Miminovic of Trinity, Leachman of Woodbury, Matthews and Ackerley of St. Christopher's, and Jeff Coate of Woodbury here.
In lane
Lowest
4,
seat
that's
time
Aiden Miminovic
is
for Trinity
Aiden
Episcopal.
Miminovic of Trinity.
Leakman in lane 5 for Woodbury Forest, Copper Craig in lane 3 for Collegiate. The Saints are in lane 6
This should be a
and
really
7,
good race
Matthews
between
and Ackerley
Miminovic and Rawlings
respectively.
Leachman. They're both very, very strong swimmers.
That's Miminovic in 4, Leakman of Woodbury Forest
Leachman
in
currently
5.
leading at the 50-yard mark.
Leakman
Still
touches
very
first
tight,
at the
though. Not
halfway
over
point.
anyway.
Miminovic right there. Collegiate
Leachman's
Copper
seat time is
Craig.
only 2 seconds behind Miminovic's. He is leading currently.
This is Rawlings.
Leakman
This is
turns
definitely
first.
his race.
Miminovic close
He
second.
excels in the backstroke.
And it'll be
There's
Leachman
a battle
pulling
for
away
third.
here.
Crawford Craig in lane
And
3.
it will be Leachman winning
it's
at
gonna be Craig for third.
49.66. He will lower his seat time there by a second.
Event 21,
And we'll move
women's
on to event
100-yard
21,
breaststroke heat 1.
the 100 breaststroke women. We have 3 heats here. This is the first. All for St. Gertrude. We have Evelyn Wilson, Sophia Mansueto, and Chloe Christmas. Qualifying time for states is 1:14:86. And we have our lane 4 swimmer in the lead here. It's Mansueto. She has the lowest seat time, but her seat time is only a quarter of a second faster than Chloe Christmas in lane 5. And we still will have Mansueto and Christmas in that order, leading the pack here, both from St. Gertrude. Not over yet, though. And anyway, they're actually tightening up here. Christmas catching up a little bit. It is still Mansueto by a little bit here. Christmas has some catching up to do. And it will be Mansueto. I believe Mansueto taking it home.
I think so too. I think it was a soft touch.
Little malfunction there with the
Heat 2.
So move on to Heat 2 here, which is Sadie Ubel of Veritas, Natalie McDermott of St. Gertrude, Avery Reed and Jacqueline Holt-Williams of St. Catherine's, Emily Zhu of St. Anne's Belfield, Kaki Height of St. Catherine's, and Latane Wise of St. Anne's Belfield. Lowest seed time here belongs to Jacqueline Holt-Williams, though there are three
Event 22, please report behind the block.
Two
Event
other
22, please
swimmers
report
within a half
behind the
second of her
block.
on seed time, three within a minute. Oh, excuse me, within a second. So, should be a very good race here. Qualifying time for states is 1:14.86. A number of these swimmers have seat times are just above that, so this should be a good opportunity for them to qualify.
Here we are in Heat 2.
Current
It's
leader
close.
is in lane 5, it seems. Still very neck and neck, though.
Jackie Hyde in
Lane
lane
5,
6,
that's Emily
Emily
Zhu.
Zhu. Stab in lane 5. That's Savannah Harris in lane 4.
And it is Zhu
Excuse me, Jacqueline
with a
Holt-Williams
sizable
in
lead
lane
here.
4.
3 Saints swimmers just behind her, though. And it will be
Touching first.
It'll be
lane
Zhu
5, Emily
heading
Zhu is
first.
five.
We'll have 4 qualifiers for states there, though, including 3 for St. Catherine's. So that, though they may not take it home first, that 2, 3, 4 finish there would be great for the Saints.
They're excited down there because she did qualify for states. Kaki Height in lane 6.
All right, coming into the final heat here, we have Paulin of St. Catherine's, Dunn of Trinity, Ismailova of Stab,
All right,
Harris
this is
of
the third and
Collegiate,
final heat of
Garcia
event 21,
of
women's
Stab,
100
and
yard
Kunis, Wilshire, and
breaststroke.
Tang of Collegiate.
In lane 4 for Collegiate, that's
Lowest seat
Savannah
time
Harris.
here is Savannah Harris
In
of
lane
Collegiate.
5 for St. Anne's Belfield,
She
Carol
will be
Garcia.
leading
Lane
right
6,
now.
Valentina Lincolnis, Collegiate. Ismailova for Stab in lane 3. At that point, it will be Savannah Harris in lane 4 for Collegiate.
Harris leading halfway through.
In lane 6, in second, Valentina Lincolnis at the
And
halfway
Collegiate
point.
in first and second right now.
Savannah Harris and Lincolnis for Collegiate. Still 1-2 with 25 to go.
And it will still be Collegiate in first here in the final heat. Harris pretty far away here.
And it's going to be Harris.
It'll be Harris and Kunis in 1-2.
And Lincolnis in lane 6. Hang on. And it appears she will. Collegiate goes 1-2.
It'll be Collegiate going 1-2 here.
Event 22, men's 100-yard breaststroke, heat 1.
And they'll all meet the state qualifying time there. We will move on to the 100 breaststroke men. Heat 1 of 3 here. We have only 2 swimmers in lanes 4 and 5. That is Luca Giliberti from Collegiate and Rhett Amos of Fuma. Lower seat time of the 2 belongs to Giliberti. And he will hold the lead to start. he will hold on to the lead for now. It'll be Giliberti with a sizable lead halfway through. Still be Giliberti in first here. Heading to the final 25 in a sizable lead. And it will be Giliberti coming in first at 1:22.45.
Heat 2.
That will be an improvement on his seat time. Red Amos also improved his seat time. Moving on to Heat 2 here, we have Andrew Wu of Woodbury, Bobby Burgess of Trinity, Jayton Babich of Stab, Andres Casas of Fort Union, Jack Ribbett of Collegiate, Nick McDonald of Trinity, Henry Decker of Trinity, and Matthew McCullough of Trinity. Lowest seat time here belongs to Casas, and he will be in second currently. He is behind Ribbett of Collegiate, whose seat time is just behind his.
In lane 4, Casas for Fort Union.
Neck and neck here, though. Slight lead here from Casas at the touch, but it seems to be neck and neck right now.
Remain 5, Casas and 4 for Fort Union here in Heat 2.
And it would be Casas with
25
the lead
yards to
currently.
go. Remain Casas.
15 to go about. And it will
Casas for Fort Union will
Fort
take
Union
Heat 2.
taking the win here, 105-63. That is enough to qualify.
He did. He qualified.
Heat
He
3.
did not previously, but he was able to there. Moving on to the final heat here, Heat 3 of 3, we have Bowles of Woodbury, Jude Meyer of St. Christopher's, Chen of Collegiate, Johnson of St. Christopher's, Francis
Event
of
23, please
Mid
report
Franks
behind
St.
the blocks.
Christopher's,
Event
Tyler
23,
Kerrigan
please
Stab,
report behind the
Will
blocks.
Franks St. Christopher's,
In
and
lane 4, we have Edward Johnson
James.
of the Saints. 5, Ben Franks of the Saints. 3, J.D. Chen of Collegiate.
And it will be
Chen turns first.
the collegiate swinger J.D. Chen,
Chen in
leading
3.
right now. Number of Saints singers
Johnson in
behind them.
4, Franks in 5. At the halfway point, it is J.D. Chen of Collegiate.
Chen with the lead currently. Still a tight
Franks
race
in
though.
4.
Current order is lanes
It's
4,
Johnson
5
in
it
4,
seems.
Franks in 5.
That is
Chen
Chen,
still out in
Johnson,
front.
Franks. Still a very tight race here though.
But Edward Johnson
Not
of the
over
Saints.
yet. Edward Johnson has to catch up to do though.
Ben Franks in 5, Johnson in 4, but it's still J.D. Chen.
Johnson needs to hustle up here. And it will
And
be
Chen will
J.D.
touch
Chen
first, Johnson
taking
second,
him
Franks
victory
third.
there. And
56-86, that is a
Franks
new record.
coming to
New
the
championship
there's a
record.
new record from J.D. Chen.
This is event 23, women's 400-yard freestyle relay. He won.
We'll move on to the women's 400 freestyle relay. We have heat 1 of 2 here. St. Gertrude B, Collegiate C, St. Catherine's C, and St. Catherine's D.
And again, that is a new record for Collegiate's J.D. Chen, Virginia Prep League championship record for the collegiate
time
swimmer.
here is 4:17:52. That's from Collegiate C, and they will be leading currently in lane 4. And it will still be Collegiate C with a sizable lead here. We're waiting.
Go 1-2 here early in E1 for women's 400 freestyle relay.
And Collegiate C still dominating here. It'll be Collegiate D out in lane 3. They're currently in second. And new racer here for Collegiate C. Oh, right, yep. And they are out.
Between the scores again if you want.
Yeah, quick
through
score
the end
update
of-
here.
before the relays.
So this is through the event number 21.
22.
Through event 22, excuse me. We have, for the men, St. Christopher's at 544.5, Collegiate 365, Trinity at 258, and Fort Union at 207, with Woodbury Forest at 180.5. For the women, we have Collegiate at 547, leading St. Catherine's with 484, then St. Gertrude with 245, then Stab with 234, and then Trinity with 104 coming up in fifth. Collegiate C brings in their final racer here. Sizable lead for the Cougars. Collegiate also finds themselves in second as well. It'll be St. Catherine's in third and fourth, and then St. Gertrude in fifth. And we have a couple of laps remaining for our leaders. And Collegiate C coming up here at the close. And they will finish at 409.98.
And in lane 4, Collegiate takes
That is an 8-second improvement of their C time, so pretty impressive there.
event 24. Please report behind the blocks.
All right,
Heat
and
2.
we will begin Heat 2 here. We have St. Catherine's B, St. Gertrude A, St. Anne's Belfield A, Collegiate A, St. Catherine's A, Collegiate B, St. Anne's Belfield B, and Trinity A.
Collegiate in lane 4, St. Catherine's in lane 5. Leading
On the
off for
seat time
Collegiate
here is
in lane
Collegiate
4,
in
Kate
lane
Petrie. Leading off for St. Catherine's in
leading
lane
from
5, that's Marpina.
St. Catherine's Marpina just behind, as well as in lane 3, that is Stab.
Butri and Pina neck and neck. In third place in lane 3, that's Katie Schatz of St. Anne's Belfield. Halfway point, it's Butri of the Cougars. Schatz and Pina side by side for second here in leg 1 of the women's 400 freestyle relay. As Maul making a little bit of a move here,
Pina catching up a little bit here.
But it's going to be Butri touching first for collegiate. The Saints are in the water second.
Saints does a little
That's
time
Savannah
there,
Harris for collegiate in lane
but
4.
They're just behind.
Caitlin Moore for the Saints in lane 5.
Collegiate St. Catherine's Stab. St. Catherine's catching up a little bit here.
Caitlin is right there. Caitlin Moore of the Saints. But it's still Savannah Harris at the midway point.
For the Cougars, neck and neck now though. Tied.
Here comes Caitlin Moore challenging Collegiate's Harris. The Saints Moore.
The Saints will pull ahead.
Moore flips
first. Off the wall is Moore. And she will come in with almost half violent lead here.
Is now in first for the Saints.
And we'll have
Harris in second.
Coming in here in a moment.
Pina takes off first for the Saints in lane 5, followed by Jasper Jones for Collegiate in lane 4. It's neck and neck.
And Pina with about a
Jasper Jones for Collegiate. Jessica Pina for the Saints in lane 5.
Jasper Jones racing for Collegiate here.
Collegiate in lane 4, Saints in lane 5.
It is neck and neck here between
Jasper Pina in 5.
Saints and the Cougars.
Collegiate's Jasper Jones in 4.
Jasper Jones catching up. They're actually taking the slight lead now. So Jasper Jones with a
That's Jasper Jones flipping first.
Maybe a foot or two. And we'll move on to
Jasper
our final
Pina
racers
for the
here.
Saints right
For
there
the
in
Saints and
lane
the
5.
Cougars. In a moment, that is Brittany Patterson.
Jones is going to touch first.
DeGunther is out first.
That's Emery DeGunther for Collegiate in lane 4. Brittany
Patterson,
the freshman for the Saints in lane 5.
Brittany Patterson hoping to catch up a little bit. She's just behind. And it's the Cougars with
DeGunther with the lead approaching the halfway mark.
DeGunther pulling away. Not over Patterson yet though.
DeGunther Collegiate in lane 4 turns first.
Half a second behind. Patterson about a length behind. DeGunther leading.
And that's Emery DeGunther.
And in the final 25 is
Patterson
DeGunther
with the Saints in second. Collegiate DeGunther in first.
And DeGunther will begin to pull away. It will be DeGunther
and Collegiate are going to take first in the women's 400-yard freestyle relay.
36. Beat their C time by 8 seconds. St. Catherine's beat theirs by 9.
And that is
very
a
solid
new
race
League
by
of
the two.
Independent Schools 400-yard freestyle relay record
That's a
for
new LIS
Collegiate.
record for Collegiate there. Very solid race from the both.
Event 24, men's 400-yard freestyle relay, he won.
St. Catherine's is actually pretty close to beating the team record too. Only about a half second off.
You're only 5 seconds off the state record.
Very successful race.
So yeah, very impressive swim for that team.
We're going to move now on to our final race of the day. Event number 24, this is heat number 1 of 2, the 400 freestyle relay men. We have Trinity C, St. Christopher's D, Woodbury A, Fuma B, and Collegiate B. Lowest seed time here belongs to Woodbury Forest A. And it will be Woodbury and Fuma neck and neck here at the start, though since Woodbury has a slight advantage. And leave Woodbury with about a half a length of advantage here. Woodbury will build their lead to about a length. Fuma, among the exhibition teams, Fuma is pretty far away first right now. The Saints currently neck and neck with the Cougars for third. Still Woodbury with a sizable lead, about 2 lengths advantage now over Fork Union, and Collegiate building up a lead over St. Chris as well. Woodbury making the turn now. Woodbury now has about a half a pool advantage now. And a new racer into the pool for Woodbury, hope to continue their lead. Collegiate catching up to Fuma here a little bit. Not all the way though. Fuma is new somewhere in the water. And about a 20-yard advantage for Woodbury currently over Fuma B. Fuma B leading by about 2 lengths over Collegiate. And the Saints not far behind Collegiate either. And it will still be Woodbury with a large lead here.
The Saints are now encroaching up on second place there.
Yeah, Saints currently in third, but just behind. In a race here between Fuma and St. Christopher's for the second place spot. Collegiate not too far behind either. It'll be St. Christopher's in second currently. We'll have 50 remaining. And the Cougars will move up. The Cougars will take second place position. Fuma fall into fourth. Neck and neck here between the Saints and the Cougars. Cougars slight advantage. Woodbury is finished at 3:51.02. Saints need to pull ahead here. They are falling behind to both of their competitors. And it will be Collegiate, then
Heat
Fuma,
2.
then the Saints. Saints will fall back to fourth place, and we'll move on to heat number 2. Our final heat of the night. We have Trinity B, Fork Union A, St. Christopher's B, St. Christopher's A, Trinity A, Collegiate A, St. Christopher's C, and Stab A.
Take a look, close look. It's St. Christopher's in 4, Trinity Episcopal in 5. John Ackerley
Another
leading
seat
it
time
off.
belongs to
With
St.
St.
Christopher's
Christopher's in 4. That's Ryan Mariscalco. With the blistering
neck and
Nicholas
neck here.
500 leading it off
Saints
for Trinity Episcopal in lane
are
5.
just behind Collegiate currently.
And
Collegiate
in lane
is
6,
slightly
Alexander
Collegiate
Parisi
Saints,
having a tremendous
then
lead here.
Trinity.
Out in front for the Cougars.
Will Franks in lane 3 for the Saints.
That is Ackerley in 4,
In
Parisi
four.
in 6. Trinity in lane 5,
And we will come to some news stories here. The collegiate out first, then the Saints.
For the Saints in lane 4, touching second. Trinity's right there. That's Cold Amber
Saints
in
out
the
here with
water.
Brett Hewitt.
In lane
Hewitt
5.
is, all three are neck and neck here.
Brent Hewitt in lane 4 now for the
And
Saints.
Hewitt will take a very slight
Lanes
lead.
4, 5, and 6 are neck and neck. Brent
And
Hewitt
it'll
of the
be
Saints in
Trinity
4.
pulling just ahead. Absolutely neck and neck
Cold
what we're
Amber
seeing
and
here.
Trinity in 5.
Saints first,
Jack Revay
Trinity
of
second,
Collegiate in
Collegiate
6.
third up now. And
Brent
Hewitt will
Hewitt.
pull ahead a little bit.
Gonna turn first. Cold Amber right
Collegiate
there
falling
with
behind.
lane 4. The
Hewitt
Titans in
by
lane.
about 3/4 of a length over Trinity.
Max
Trinity
Alger
ahead
is
by
up for the
half
Saints.
over
Alger now in the
Collegiate,
water.
and the Saints in the
Up
water
for the
first.
Titans, Sam Adelar.
That is Alger in the water for the Saints, senior.
Saints B in lane 3. That's Lee Rogers in the water.
Saints B here, catching up to Collegiate A and passing them. St. Christopher's, there was an exhibition in
Max
first, second,
Alger
and
for the
third.
Saints in the lead at the halfway point.
Alger ahead by over a length
Titans,
now.
Sam Adelar in second with the battle for
Neck
third.
and neck here for third, but the Saints have a slight
Between the
advantage.
Saints in lane 3, Collegiate in lane 6.
And
But
Saints will
right
have a
now,
early
attention
lead
should be
again.
in lanes
Alger
4
coming
and
in his
5.
last 25
Between the
here.
Saints and Trinity.
He is going to trade out for Sexton in a moment. And the Saints are in
Townsend
first.
Sexton to the water.
Titans are in
It's
second.
Aiden Minovic for the Titans.
This will be tough.
Couple of great racers here for the Saints and the Titans.
Sexton to the Saints 4. Minovic and the Titans
Minovic
in
catching up a
5.
little bit though. The Titans coming back a little bit.
Sexton to the Saints in 4. Minovic and the Titans in 5.
Minovic takes the lead.
And Minovic surfaces
Minovic
first.
pulling ahead by about a half, now a full length. Moving into the last couple, moving into the last 25 here, I believe.
Minovic from Trinity turning for home in lane
Minovic
5.
by a
St.
length and a half.
Sexton in lane 4.
Minovic sizable lead now, and Minovic
And the
taking
Titans are
home.
going to do it.
The Titans will win the 400 freestyle relay men's,
Saints finish
and
second.
that will be the last
Let's see if
race.
they can get third.
Saints will get fourth.
Collegiate will take
Lost by
third.
just about a half second there to Collegiate. Almost took third as well for the Saints. Great race. Great race for the B team exhibition to almost beat the Collegiate A. So still have one racer remaining.
And that is
That's the
going
end
to
of
do
the
it for the 2026 League of Independent School and Virginia Prep League Championships.
That will
Here at
conclude
the Kenny Center on the campus of St.
LIS
Catherine's.
Championship.
Stick around for awards. What an exciting meet this morning. It's cold outside, but it was blistering fast and hot inside. Congratulations to all the swimmers on excellent efforts and sportsmanship. And a big thank you to all of our volunteers. High School Swim cannot do it without you. Thank you all first, second, and first shift timers. Thank you to all the meet officials.
I think the women's
Stay warm and be safe in your
scores are
travels.
done.
All right, so our final results for the League of Independent Schools Championship are as follows. In fifth place with 104 points, Trinity. In fourth place with 266, St. Anne's Belfield. In third with 275 points, St. Gertrude. In second with 518 points, St. Catherine's Saints. And in first with 587, LIS champions, Collegiate.
That's for the women,
That's for women.
and we're waiting on the men's.
Men's results should be up.
Actually, they're up now.
All right, men's results are up. In fifth place will be Woodbury Forest with 208.5. In fourth, Fort Union with 237. In third, Trinity Episcopal with 298. In second, Collegiate with 397. And in first, your St. Christopher Saints with 578.5 points. Spectacular performance from the Saints there, dominated by almost 200 points over second place, and that will be a Virginia Prep League championship for the Saints. Congratulations. All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining the VPL LIS Championship on STC TV. Saints, the St. Christopher Saints, have defeated their competition and won another
Prep League.
Prep League